And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Thursday trade deadline Thursday. We've already got stuff going on that we'll be talking about, but we'll be following it throughout the entire show. It's currently 12:01 right now. We know the trade deadline ends at 3. We usually go for, till about 1:30-ish. So we should be able to get most of the bulk of the news done today. And whatever we don't, we'll either maybe we'll go live a little bit later tonight. Maybe a little recap, or we'll just do it on tomorrow's show. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, breaking down another draft prospect today from Washington, day 41 of our 73-day NFL draft countdown. Looking at an NFL draft prospect every single day to get us ready for the draft. Who should our teams be choosing, folks? Who's going to make our team Super Bowl contenders? We got some more investigating to do. And then, as always, breaking down the NBA, doing a moneymaker for today's NBA. We got to get back on track, folks. Man, oh man, yesterday the NBA was kind of wild, just kind of on the total outcomes of what happened. So let's finally get back on track today, right? All right. And then, as always, tracking the NBA trade deadline. So let's just jump right into the news of the day. We'll start here in the NFL. I think this is probably the best thing that could have happened for the Colts, and I thought this was going to happen, but I'm very glad it did. So T.Y. Hilton, wide receiver for the Colts, has signed a 1-year, $10 million deal with the Colts to return for 1 more year. Fantastic. You just brought in Carson Wentz, who's now kind of your new franchise quarterback. T.Y. Hilton was your franchise receiver, so getting Carson Wentz that first year of kind of a nice veteran presence here at the wide receiver position, who's been in this Colts offensive system and Colts team forever. I think he was here basically his entire career. I don't think he was anywhere else. So, love that he signed another 1-year deal with Carson Wentz, and now we look at the Colts' weapon and what's kind of Carson Wentz is working with here. I mean, at running back, they're absolutely stacked. I mean, that's why Phillip Rivers had success here this season with the Colts, because of their running back by committee. Jonathan Taylor, Marlon Mack, Nyheim Hines, they can all run the ball. You can throw to them in the backfield, and they can go for 30 yards and break the game. So, I mean, the running game is not the issue here. And then at the wide receiver, they just got T.Y. Hilton for another year, and then emerging wide receiver here, Michael Pittman Jr., who I am kind of big on. Michael Pittman Jr. has Carson Wentz's number, and Michael Pittman Jr. was like, yeah, I'm not giving up the number. Carson Wentz respected that. He went with number 2, and now, you've got a nice wide receiver core, a veteran presence at the wide receiver core, and then running back by committee. So Carson Wentz really should not struggle year 1 trying to kind of get into this Colts system. Now, if we look at what Tom Brady did year 1 with the Colts. I mean, he won a ring. So, I mean, the bar is definitely high for Carson Wentz to come in year 1 and try to at least get into the playoffs and at least kind of compete for a ring, because last season, Phillip Rivers got you to the playoffs and, about a minute away from advancing to the second round. So, Carson Wentz, definitely the pressure's there. Everybody's back offensively. You got Frank Reich as the head coach, who you've been familiar with in Philadelphia for a few seasons. So, Carson Wentz, he needs to stay healthy. The pieces are there offensively. Tom Brady has already set the bar for, changing teams and instantly winning. So a lot of pressure on Carson Wentz to kind of perform well and stay healthy. We'll see if he can do that, but there's a lot of talent here to help out Carson Wentz. So it's not all him just kind of making it all work himself. And then Marlon Mack, a little quote here, and I don't understand this kind of, running back by committee. I mean, you need running back by committee in this league, folks. One running back does not get it done. The only exception is Derrick Henry. That's really it. But then we see them struggling late in the playoffs, and, we can kind of put some of the blame on Ryan Tannehill, not all on Derrick Henry. I don't even put any blame on Derrick Henry. The man is the only reason why that franchise is having great success right now. But you need running back by committee. We just saw it with the Packers this season. Two nice running backs they got there. Tom Brady, or the Bucks with Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. They really kind of just used Ronald Jones the entire season, but then Leonard Fournette in the playoffs. The Colts, I mean, that's why their offense was so good and didn't need Phillip Rivers to go and try to, win them the game every single time and, get kind of throwing those interceptions late in the fourth quarter because they had that great ground game of Marlon Mack and Nyheim Hines. And Jonathan Taylor, so they've got the pieces there. So Marlon Mack, quote, confident the Colts' loaded backfield can make it work. I know it is only one ball, but those guys are going to take care of each one of us. I mean, you need running back by committee here. The Ravens do it. I mean, that's why they're so great. They had those three great running backs this season, Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins, blanking on the third one's name, but running back by committee is not something to kind of shy away from or not to have on your team. Multiple backs, I mean, nobody likes to overpay a running back. Nobody likes to draft a running back in the first round because, they're so dispensable and all of that, disposable. So, yes, having more than one great running back on your team is a fine thing. There's nothing to worry about there. So, the Colts, man, truly watch out for them because they're going to be fantastic this season. I cannot wait to watch Colts football this season. Alrighty, man. If there was any question of Andy Dalton being the starting quarterback, maybe we thought, he'd be a backup or something like that. Well, the Bears Twitter account puts all the speculation and all the question marks to rest because they just go out here and say QB1. That's the tweet with the picture of Andy Dalton in a Bears uniform. So good luck, Bears fans. I am so glad I am not a Bears fan, that I am not too invested in the Bears, because if I had to endure Mitch Trubisky and then Andy Dalton and Nick Foles all in like a 4-year stretch, I don't know. I think I would have to just maybe take a year off of watching Bears football or try to root for somebody else because it's not going to work out, man. The Cowboys offense was good. Just the offense alone is good. They had the pieces at the wide receiver position, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. They had, Ezekiel Elliott as the running back. They had, a great offensive line, and Andy Dalton still cannot lead that team to some good offense or some good wins. It's just truly unfortunate. Now, the benefit of the doubt that I will give Andy Dalton is that, he was coached under Mike McCarthy, who I do not think is a good coach at all. I would not want him anywhere near my football organization, and I think he kind of hurts any team he's around more than he helps it. I mean, only having one ring with Aaron Rodgers is kind of wild. Only kind of getting to one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers is kind of wild. Not being able to win AFC or NFC championship games with Aaron Rodgers, what are we doing? You've got kind of, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and you still can't make it work, and I put that a lot on Mike McCarthy. Now, fast forward to this season, maybe we give Mike McCarthy a little bit of a pass because, Aaron Rodgers really kind of just floundered in that NFC championship game that had nothing to do with really the coaching. The defense got all those turnovers by Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers just cannot capitalize in the red zone. So maybe we're judging Mike McCarthy too harshly over Aaron Rodgers, but I'm not ready to take kind of just one season of that knowledge and just kind of like rewrite everything. So I'm still not really liking Mike McCarthy that much, but I will give Andy Dalton a little bit of a chance with Matt Nagy because Matt Nagy was trying all his best with Mitch Trubisky, and I think Andy Dalton is a little bit better than Mitch Trubisky. So maybe Matt Nagy can make Andy Dalton work. So we'll see. They don't have any great wide receivers. They still got, Cordell Patterson, and they still just brought back, who was it, Miller? What's his man's name? Wide receiver for the Bears that we like a lot because he was the only good part, and he was kind of diving all over the field trying to catch all these arid throws by Mitch Trubisky. I am blanking on the name. Let's find out real quick. Here we go. Allen Robinson. There it is. Allen Robinson looking real good out there. So we'll see what happens. Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, and Anthony Miller are their current wide receivers. So nothing great. No A1 tier one. Allen Robinson's obviously their best. So we'll see what Andy Dalton can do, but it's definitely going to be a challenge for them. But I would definitely suggest for the Bears to maybe draft a quarterback in this draft just to have around because I do not see Andy Dalton working here in Chicago. But they're doubling down. He's the starting quarterback, folks. There it is. There it is. Look at this man in the Bears uniform. This the face you want throwing you the ball? I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't trust it. I cannot trust this face right there. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Alrighty, Josh Gordon. What is an NFL offseason without Josh Gordon news, right? Josh Gordon on working toward an NFL comeback, quote, "There's no quit in me. There's also no quit in you of smoking weed. That's why you cannot stay on an NFL roster." So, I mean, he had chance after chance after chance with the Patriots. I mean, he should be in the league. I mean, they shouldn't even be testing for weed in the first place. Let's just get that out of the way. So, he shouldn't have been suspended anyway in the first place. But, if those are the rules, unfortunately, and he just can't stop. And it's just truly unfortunate. He's a great talent, speed, strength, size-wise. He can go up and get it. He just, kind of wasted his career a little bit. Multiple chances with the Patriots. Then he had a chance with the Seahawks. And then, a chance at the fan control football. And I think his team with Johnny Manziel lost. How do you lose with Johnny Manziel and Josh Gordon? Trash. So I don't see him coming back, honestly. I mean, we hear this every single season. He's kind of like the Cam Newton of wide receivers of, hey, I'm coming back, nobody doubt me, all that, and then nothing really changes. So we'll see. I wish him the best. Obviously, I would love to see this man play. He's a fantastic talent, but I do not think, I would not take chances, I would not bet on that this man is going to be playing in the NFL again. Alrighty, more wide receiver rumor news here. Russell Wilson lobbying the Seahawks to sign Antonio Brown. He also was reportedly trying to get AB to Seattle last year before he went to the Bucs. So, we know there's kind of some tension there in the Seahawks organization between the management and the coaching staff and Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson doesn't want to get hit anymore. He's not feeling like he's getting treated like the face of the franchise. He just saw what Tom Brady did, leaving the Patriots after, that entire dynasty, that 20-year dynasty that they built, and then instantly winning a ring with the Bucs. I mean, if you don't think other quarterbacks, other kind of career franchise quarterbacks, face of the franchise quarterbacks are not thinking about Tom Brady's instant success there with the Bucs, I think you're sadly mistaken, folks. I mean, Russell Wilson, tried to kind of voice his concerns with the Seahawks to draw a little bit more of attention to that problem, to try to overcome that problem. But honestly, I think this man would walk from the Seahawks if push came to shove, if he still felt like he was getting disrespected. I really think Tom Brady has kind of given these other players clearance to go and seek trades and seek what's out there and seek other options that's going to treat you right, because they know what you can bring to the team. I mean, the Patriots, they just kept winning and winning and winning, and now the bar kept going higher and higher and higher. And it's like, if we're not getting to the AFC Championship every single season, what are we doing out here? So, maybe the coaching staff, the organization didn't lose respect for Tom Brady, but just kind of the bar was set so high that they that kind of clouded their judgment of what Tom Brady actually brings to your team. Now, that's why the Bucs, that's why they gave him all the pieces. They signed Tom Brady. It was like, all right, what do you want? Because we don't know what winning is like. We just want to get to kind of, the championship game and get to the Super Bowl. We're not even trying to win it. We are, but, that's not kind of the end-all goal. We just want to be kind of relevant in this league. So once they get Tom Brady, that kind of powerhouse face of the franchise player that can instantly transform any organization he goes to, they're like, what can we do for you? Better line, check. Receivers, check. You want your old friend from New England, Gronk? Yeah, we can get him too. Who else do you want? AB, we'll get you AB. We already got Mike Evans, but who else do you want? You want Chris Godwin and Scotty Miller and Leonard Fournette? We'll even get you a running game. You want a running game? Leonard Fournette. Signed, sealed, let's get it done. So, I mean, Russell Wilson, if he doesn't get AB, the Seahawks better sign AB. That's all we're trying to say here, because Russell Wilson, he'll go somewhere else and he'll win a ring, and then everybody in Seattle's like, what the heck did we just do? Let this man walk like this. So we'll see what happens here. Obviously, the offseason still, got a long way to go here. But if Russell Wilson's trying to get AB, I think you got to go out and get him. You got to start making Russell Wilson a little bit happy here. Fill the line problems, the issues through the draft. Try and get AB as the wide receiver. AB, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett. Yes, sir. I'll take that wide receiver core. Absolutely. So we'll see what happens, especially with the new offensive coordinator. Yes, sir. Watch out for the Seahawks. If they get AB, I'm about it. Alrighty. Here we go. Linebacker Micah Parsons from Penn State had his pro day, I believe, yesterday, and he ran a 4.39 40. And, these are all unofficial, as we're saying, because there's no NFL combine. So, a lot of these players are running kind of fast 40s. Everyone's at 4.39, trying to get under the 4.4 40. So he runs unofficially 4.39 40. Absolutely fantastic. We already looked at this man in our draft kind of prospect. We do like him. He's a kind of a good linebacker. We just think he kind of gets looked off by the quarterbacks a little bit too easily. That's kind of our one downfall on this man. But if he's running a 4.39 40, he can recover off those kind of bad reads, those kind of look-off reads that he's falling for a little bit. The one thing that we really do like about this man is that he can kind of play the read option very well. He doesn't really kind of get faked out by that. So, and we know kind of, the big running game and the kind of the athletic kind of big changes the NFL is taking, with, the Ravens kind of offense of, a lot of running backs and Lamar Jackson running the ball. So everything's kind of like quick and trying to disguise and trying to fool everybody right at the line of scrimmage. So Micah Parsons is kind of going to be great to kind of counter that. A nice fast linebacker who cannot get faked out by the read option, who can kind of play the wide receiver screens pretty well as well. So pretty good showing out here in the pro day. Definitely going to rise up his draft stock a little bit, running a 4.39 40. So we'll see where he goes. Draft night, baby, April 29th. Going to be a great one. We are also having a live show for there. So head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. Half hour before the draft on April 29th. We'll be here breaking it all down. Alrighty, that's all the NFL news, so let's start talking about what is happening. The trade deadline in the NBA is today at 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So we're already having trades right up until before then. Early this morning, the first one kind of broke. Little small one broke here. The Nuggets get JaVale McGee, so the Cavs trade JaVale McGee to the Nuggets, and the Cavs get Isaiah Hartenstein and 2 second-round picks. So the Nuggets getting a little bit of offensive depth there. Nice little big depth off the bench with JaVale McGee. And it was kind of, JaVale McGee was kind of surprising me a little bit. I thought he was kind of really done with his run with the Warriors. Yeah, the Warriors. Then he went to the Lakers, kind of ring chasing a little bit. I'm not gonna bash him on that. I'm all about it. Ring chasing, at the end of your career. Yes, sir. But then he went to the Cavs after leaving the Lakers last season. I really thought his career was going to be over. I didn't think he was going to put up like that kind of substantial amount of kind of production off the bench, but he was actually doing pretty good out here. So the Nuggets get a little bit of depth there, and the Cavs, 2 second-round picks, just kind of playing for the future. Don't really have it right now. They're kind of losing their big depth as well. They're trading, Andre Drummond, and now we get JaVale McGee. So really, the only big that the Cavs have right now is Jared Allen, who's very good, but not ready kind of deep enough to make a kind of championship run. The Cavs are, or really kind of a deep playoff run, honestly. But the Nuggets, I think this is a solid pickup. The Nuggets didn't really need anything too much. They're kind of decent right now and everything. They got the nice point guard in Jamal Murray, the nice kind of, number 3 of Michael Porter Jr., decent depth. So we'll see what JaVale McGee can do for this Nuggets team, but that was the first trade to start off trade deadline day, and then we get the one that I did not see coming. I thought if the Magic were going to trade anybody, I thought they were going to trade Aaron Gordon, not Vucevic. I thought they were going to keep Vucevic, but Vucevic is the first one to go, and it seems like the Orlando Magic is ready to get rid of every single player that they have. They're like, all right, let's rebuild again after we just tried to rebuild and failed, and we even had 2 good players, but we have to trade them because we're still trash. So not great here if you're a Magic fan. It's getting worse. You're trading all your good pieces again. Not great. But the Bulls get Nikola Vucevic. What? From the Magic. Wow. Absolutely crazy. The Bulls are making a big old push in the back half of the season to make a decent playoff run, and I'm all about it. Zach LaVine with Vucevic. Yes, sir. And that means Thaddeus Young can come back off the bench, giving them a little bit more depth. I'm all about this big old trade here. So the Bulls get Vucevic and Al-Farouq Amino from the Magic, and then the Magic get, the Bulls kind of just robbed the Magic, honestly. They didn't give up that much. The Bulls gave up Wendell Carter Jr., Otto Porter Jr., and 2 first-round picks. Now, the first-round picks are definitely, something that are big. I mean, these players here, right here, Wendell Carter Jr. and Otto Porter Jr., nothing really great. I mean, yes, I would trade all that for Vucevic. Absolutely. Give me Vucevic. Give me the great big. Give me the big. The 2 first-round picks, I'm not a big fan of picks. I don't even like NFL draft picks. There's 7 rounds of those picks where there's only 2 rounds in the NBA. So I'm not too upset about the first round picks. I'm all about dealing picks. That's why I'm not a big fan of what the Celtics are doing. They have every first round pick for the next 20 years. But I don't see them getting better instantly. And that's the thing. That's the difference. That's the main difference between NBA draft and NFL draft. NBA draft, players do not make an impact at all their first year. Zion's the exception because he's kind of hailed as the new LeBron. His first year, he kind of got a little banged up and didn't play solid minutes. Now, finally getting solid minutes his second year, but they're still not winning games. We see LaMelo Ball getting, elevated up to the starting position. That really doesn't happen too much with the NBA draft. So not a big fan of picks here. Definitely in the NBA, definitely not big fans of that. So I've got no problem giving up 2 first-round picks for a solid, proven superstar that is going to help me win right now in Vucevic. So now we got Zach LaVine and Vucevic. I'm all about it. So they got Zach LaVine still the shooting guard. Vucevic is going to the 5. That obviously means Thaddeus Young is going to be coming back off the bench. We saw him elevated to the starting position. So now this man's going to probably win 6th man of the year because the Bulls are going to hopefully start winning a little bit more games here. The Bulls are currently number 10 in the East. So, as long as they kind of just, stay on par of what they've been doing all season, they're going to get into that playoff tournament for the playoffs. And now you got Vucevic and Zach LaVine. I'm loving it. And now it doesn't seem like they're done with the trade deadline. So watch out for the Bulls here. If they can get another point guard, this is going to be a great team, man. I've already been kind of decently kind of watching this Bulls team. We kind of had a week stretch where we were kind of liking the Bulls. I think we even put them in the top 10 for about a week, but then they kind of went back to losing kind of a little consistently here. But hopefully Vucevic can turn that around because I'm kind of loving this new lineup. Vucevic, Zach LaVine, let's get it done. Let's see if they can snatch up a point guard here in the trade deadline's final hours as well. So we'll keep an eye on them. And then this one, here's another one. This is the latest one, I believe. We'll check it after all the stories to see if anything else broke. But the Celtics and Magic are making a deal. Once again, the Magic are just getting rid of everybody. So they just got rid of Vucevic, and now they just got rid of Evan Fournier to the Celtics. So Boston gets Evan Fournier. In the Magic, they only get 2 second-round picks. So they got 2 first-round picks for Vucevic, 2 second-round picks for Evan Fournier. Now, Evan Fournier, he gives you about 20 points a game, 19 points a game. So that's definitely what the Celtics needed. I thought they would go after probably another big, but they need scoring depth as well. There's nobody on that bench that can give you solid points for the Celtics team. So Evan Fournier maybe kind of running the second unit a little bit. I don't think he'll challenge Kemba Walker for the starting kind of point guard position. I don't really see that happening. So Evan Fournier gives you about 19 points. Let's see what he can do off the bench for the Celtics team. Going to be interesting. The Celtics, in my opinion, they're going to have to make another trade here at the trade deadline if they really want to be serious playoff contenders, because I really don't think what they have right now is kind of playoff caliber. And adding Evan Fournier to that, I don't think really makes them playoff heavy caliber teams. So we'll see what they do. Definitely think they need another big. We just had Daniel Tice taking the game-winning shot for the Celtics last night that did not fall, so not great there. But Boston Celtics get Evan Fournier, nice little point guard, 19 points a game. We'll see if he comes off the bench or if he rivals Kemba Walker. We'll see if Kemba Walker's even there. Now they could probably trade Kemba Walker. Maybe since you have Evan Fournier, trade Kemba Walker. You might be able to get some nice players for that, some nice depth off the bench, because that's what the Celtics are desperately needing. They don't need any more playmakers. Their starting lineup is fine. Evan Fournier, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. I'm all about that big 3. Get another big. Get another kind of, shooting guard to come off the bench just to kind of help out that second team a little bit more in the scoring department. department. So we'll see what happens here with the Celtics. It wouldn't surprise me. I think trading Kemba Walker would probably be the best thing for the Celtics team, honestly. Get more depth. That's what the Celtics are truly lacking. Depth at, really just depth, but really kind of depth at the big position because they don't really have that many great bigs. I don't even like Daniel Tyson. That's their starting big, so. Alrighty, so those are the official trades that have happened so far. Well, like we said, we'll check it in a minute, but I just kind of want to finish these stories very quickly. Now, these are all just kind of reports and rumors. The Sixers are reportedly, quote, on the 1 yard line for Kyle Lowry, so look for them to kind of, finish off this deal. If the Raptors get rid of Kyle Lowry, I would probably say that's the end of their playoff chances this season. We already know, they're not very good right now. They just won last night, so let's shout at them out for winning last night. Absolutely fantastic. But currently number 11 here. They are only, 3 games out from that 8th seed that the Celtics have, so they can definitely still get it done. But Kyle Lowry is really kind of the main person on this team, the one superstar on this team. If you trade Kyle Lowry, that means, Fred VanVleet's probably going to be the starting point guard. I've got no problem with that, but then you're going to have to make up scoring elsewhere, so you better hope you get somebody good in trade of Kyle Lowry, because this is a main kind of component of the offense, a main offensive production player for the starting lineup. So we'll see what happens. So Kyle Lowry, very close to going to the Sixers, but he's also very close to also going to the Lakers. I think they have the Sixers above the Lakers right now. So the Raptors are telling teams that the Lakers and Celtics are in the lead for Kyle Lowry, with Philly in first place. Quote, Kyle Lowry is preparing to be traded to the Sixers. So now that is a little interesting. So where does that put Kyle Lowry in the starting lineup for the Sixers? Maybe, put Kyle Lowry at the 1, but that means Ben Simmons would have to go to the 2. Do you put Kyle Lowry at the 2 and keep Ben Simmons at the 1? You've already got kind of, 3, 4, and 5 figured out. 3 of Danny Green, 4 of Tobias Harris, 5 of, obviously Joel Embiid. Or do you let, Kyle Lowry come off the bench? Does he even want to come off the bench? Will he even come off the bench? So we'll see what happens here, what the actual trade is, because the Sixers are going to have to give up somebody. Do they trade up maybe, Danny Green and Seth Curry in a kind of a trade package to the Raptors to try to make up some of the scoring of Kyle Lowry? We'll see what the official deal is, but Kyle Lowry to the Sixers is seeming like it's going to happen. And then, oh my goodness, the magic may not be done here. Aaron Gordon, quote, remains eager to be traded to the Celtics and would be welcome to a trade to the Nuggets or the Blazers. So if Aaron Gordon goes to the Celtics, yes, sir. Now that's the piece we're missing there for that Celtics team. Get Aaron Gordon. The starting lineup might be a little kind of crowded if Aaron Gordon goes there. He may have to come off the bench, but I don't think he wants to do that. But to have like Aaron Gordon, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown all in the starting lineup, it's going to be good, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. I don't know how the ball movement, how the offense would flow with all 3 of those players on the court. But, Aaron Gordon, the Magic are just trading everybody. So it wouldn't surprise me if Aaron Gordon gets traded here. Like I said, I really thought Aaron Gordon would be traded, but Vucevic would stay, because Aaron Gordon has kind of been making the big kind of fuss. He's been saying, I want to get out of here for, basically, I think this entire season. And Vucevic has just kind of, stayed mum, just doing his thing, getting it done, being the best player on the Magic team, being an all-star, getting it done still. So we'll see what happens with Aaron Gordon. So those are all the stories we needed to cover. So let's refresh our Twitter feed. Let's see if anything's broke in the last half hour since we've been live. Oh, and there it is. Aaron Gordon to be traded to the Nuggets. Darn. Kind of wanted him on the Celtics for a little bit, honestly. But now the Nuggets. Oh, my goodness. Jamal Murray, Jokic, Aaron Gordon. What? This Nuggets team is going to be absolutely killer now. Holy cow. The Orlando Magic are processing on a trade to send Aaron Gordon to the Denver Nuggets. I cannot believe it. Holy cow, man. Woo. What else do we get here? Washington is trading Troy Brown and Mo Wagner to Chicago for Daniel Gafford and Chandler Hutchinson. So Chicago's trying to just beef up their bench a little bit. They've already got the big stars. You got the big names, Zach LaVine, Vucevic. Let's get some depth here to help out, Thaddeus Young off the bench. So Thaddeus Young is getting a nice little B squad to work with. Yes, sir. We're about it. Troy Brown and Mo Wagner. All righty. Whew, what are they putting up? What they got going on? Let's see this. Troy Brown. Let's see what he's putting up so far this season. Alrighty, Troy Brown. This is a wide receiver. Okay, you giving me the wrong Troy Brown here. Come on. I'm looking for the basketball Troy Brown. Not the football Troy Brown. Where are we at? Here we go. Troy Brown. This is the one we're looking for. Not a wide receiver. A small forward. He's putting up 4, 2, and 1. Alrighty. He hasn't started at all this season, just coming off the bench. Alrighty. So once again, like we just said, bench depth. That's all they're looking for right now. And then Mo Wagner is the other one that he just got. Damn. Alrighty. I'm hype on this. Bulls team now. Let's get it. I'm all about watching this Bulls team be good. Finally. All right, Moritz Wagner. He's putting up 7-2 and 1. Could you imagine 17 points? Woof. He's only started 13 games, 7 points, like we said. So, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Alrighty. Another center to help out Thaddeus Young, I guess. All right. All right, what else do we get here? Anything else? Already 2 big old trades so far. Victor Oladipo still on the block. Oh, did Victor Oladipo get traded? No. Oh, they're tracking it. All right. Kyle Lowry still tracking. Victor Oladipo still tracking. Wow, I cannot believe Aaron Gordon goes to the Nuggets. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. That probably means that, what's his face? Jokic, Michael Porter Jr. Where do we even fit, Aaron Gordon? Where are we going to put Aaron Gordon out here? Small forward spot? Will Barton, oh my goodness, bro. This lineup of Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Jokic, Aaron Gordon, or you put Michael Porter Jr. back on the bench, put Aaron Gordon at the 4. It could work. It's a little interesting that Aaron Gordon wanted to even go to the Nuggets because, I mean, they got a good big already, and that's what the Magic had. Vucevic, they already had a good big, and now they have a good point guard. So Aaron Gordon is going to be a little lost in the shuffle, and I think he wanted to go somewhere where he could be a little bit of a superstar. So it's a little interesting there. Aaron Gordon to the Denver Nuggets. Holy moly. The Celtics are just losing out here, man. They got Evan Fournier. Of all the Magic players you could have got, Vucevic, Aaron Gordon, and Evan Fournier, they got Evan Fournier. They got the worst one. Man, oh man. Vucevic would have made the Celtics like instant championship level team, folks. I mean, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum with Vucevic. Oh my goodness. Woof. That would have been nasty. That would have been nasty. Alrighty, anything else here? So far, not seeing anything. No trades, no new trades. Any other rumors coming out? So all these reports about Aaron Gordon to the Nuggets came about 10 minutes before it actually happened. The Sixers do not see themselves as the current leader in the trade discussions for Kyle Lowry now. This is just 18 minutes ago. Oof, we just heard that they were, on the 1 yard line. Now they're not even seeing themselves as current leaders. And if we kind of just go back to look at what Kyle Lowry was kind of doing, it was the Lakers or the Celtics. And if Kyle Lowry goes to the Lakers, that is a championship team, a true point guard for LeBron James. That's all LeBron James has ever wanted in his career, ever. That's why I worked with Kyrie Irving, because Kyrie Irving was the point guard, and that's why they won the ring, and that's why he went to Miami in the first place, to go with D Wade, a true point guard, because LeBron doesn't want to handle the ball all the time. And then if you get Kyle Lowry, I mean, he's the only one that's holding this Raptors team together because he's able to facilitate the floor so cleanly. So if he goes to the Lakers, yes, sir, Dennis Schroeder, you're going to have to move to the 2 because we need Kyle Lowry in that starting lineup. Or you get Dennis Schroeder off the bench with Kyle Kuzma. That's what I'm talking about. That second lineup would be nice. Woof. Man, trade deadline day, people. Folks making runs. Folks making their runs for the chip, shoring up their rosters. Gotta love it. Alrighty, we just updated the Twitter timeline. Let's see if there was any more trades going on here. Let's see what we get here. Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and a first-round pick to the Magic for Aaron Gordon. So the Magic get Gary Harris and RJ Hampton and a first-round pick for Aaron Gordon. Yes, sir, I'll take that all day. I do not care about that. Gary Harris, he hasn't even been playing in a very long time, I don't think. When was the last time Gary Harris played? Let's check that out. And like I said, the picks, I don't care about no picks. I'll trade the picks. I'm getting proven talent now. If I get a draft pick, it's at least 2 years before they're making like consequential impacts on my team. And honestly, it's a basic, and that's for superstars. They're very actually very good, like a Zion, like a LaMelo Ball kind of first overall picks there. It's like at least 2 years for that. LaMelo Ball got injured his first year. I can't even play an entire year healthy. I will take proven talent right now because it takes at least 2 years, and it's really more realistically 4 years before, any of the main people start making big impacts. I mean, look at Grayson Allen. He's been in the league, 3-4 seasons, just finally making an impact on a Grizzlies team, a number 8 seed now. I mean, bottom of the tier kind of playoff teams. Alrighty, so Gary Harris, I say what he was about. Alrighty, putting up 9-2-1, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. But I don't think he's played in a while though. Has he been out? Let's see. Oh, yeah. He hasn't played since January 31st. Ever since that calendar changed over, he has not played. He played one game. When is this? February 17th. He played 28 minutes, and that was it. So, alrighty, yes, we'll trade that. No problem there. And then RJ Hampton. I don't think he was doing anything either. I think he played a little bit more than Gary Harris did, but I don't think that much more. Yeah, he's averaging 2-2 and not even 1. Oh, he's a rookie this year too. Interesting. Yeah, so yeah, I'll trade my rookie. I will trade my rookie. I do not care. Give me the proven talent, and this man hasn't really been playing that much either. Yes, give me Aaron Gordon. I will trade my trash and the first-round picks. Give me Aaron Gordon. Man, oh man. Alrighty, anything else here? Not yet. Alrighty, we might have to continue on and look back in a little bit, but let's just update it one more time. Let's see if we missed anything. News can break just like this, folks. Got to keep the update button going. Alrighty, I think we are all caught up. And that pick that Denver just traded was a 2025 first-round pick. Yes! I would trade that in a heartbeat for Aaron Gordon. This is nuts. Alrighty. So, we are currently up to date now. Big trades just to know. Aaron Gordon is going to the Nuggets. JaVale McGee to the Nuggets. Vucevic to the Bulls. And Evan Fournier to the Celtics. That's what we got going on so far. And we are still looking for Kyle Lowry and Lonzo Ball trades. We've been hearing Lonzo Ball's name. I don't think he goes anywhere, but we've been hearing his name. So, alrighty, let's continue on. We'll go over, talk about the NBA, see what happened last night. We'll talk about some other players that we've been hearing about who should be traded. Kind of go over all that just based off of what happened last night. Alright, so let's start here. Here we go. First game up, the Pacers and the Pistons, and the Pacers get the win 116-111 over the Pistons. Karis LeVert hitting a nice little clincher there. They were up 3. He hits another 3, puts them up by 6, basically wins them the game, seals the game with like 4 seconds left. All right, so we'll start here with the Pacers. Karis LeVert probably had his best game of a Pacer. 28 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 52% shooting. Now that's a trade that's definitely going to be panning out for this Pacers team, this Karis LeVert trade. Malcolm Brogdon, 16 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Miles Turner, 0 points, 5 rebounds. Now, this is a trade that the Pacers need to make. They need to get another big. This team will not get into the playoffs. They won't even make the playoffs, even though they're currently number 9. They will not be in the playoffs when it's all said and done if they do not have a good big or their first round exits immediately losing like 4-1 or maybe even a sweep 4-0. But they need a better big out there or just kind of more depth at the big position. Miles Turner is not really getting it done out there in the starting lineup. So Miles Turner, 0 points, 5 rebounds, 0-4 shooting, negative or -4 in the plus minus. He was the only Malcolm Brogdon was -1, but one of the only negatives there in the plus minus in the starting lineup. So they definitely need a little bit of a better big out there. Mason Plumlee was literally doing work all game on that man. All right, and then we get to Sabonis, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Did not shoot well. Justin Holiday, 14 points, 3 assists, 0 rebounds, and they're able to get the win because of a nice little bench performance out here. Edmund Sumner, 18 points, 3 assists, and only 15 minutes of play. Absolutely fantastic. Shot 77% as well, so they were able to get it done. Alrighty, now the Pistons. I mean, we'll see if they make any trades. We just saw the contract buyout of Blake Griffin. They don't really have anybody to trade. I mean, you're going to trade Jeremy Grant. That's your best player. I think they're kind of adamant on keeping him. They could trade Mason Plumlee. Mason Plumlee, I wouldn't be upset if he kind of maybe went to the Pacers. I think that makes them a little bit of a better kind of team overall, honestly. And also with Mason Plumlee, where else could he go? I mean, he's definitely a solid big here. I would put him in probably tier 2 big category. Yeah, I mean, he's a good offensive big. He gives the double-digit points. He gives you the 10-plus rebounds. That's what we're looking for. Always kind of efficient shooting as well, and some pretty decent defense as well out there. So Mason Plumlee, we'll see if he gets traded. I doubt he does. I don't think he does. But I think that's if you're in the market for a big, Mason Plumlee to the Celtics, yes. I mean, the Celtics need a better big. I'm telling y'all, Daniel Tice is not going to get it done. He doesn't get it done consistently, and it's not going to definitely work in the playoffs. So I would say Mason Plumlee is a viable option for the Celtics team if the Pistons are willing to trade that man. Alrighty, Jeremy Grant, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Saddiq Bey, 16 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds on 50% shooting, 4 of 10 from 3. Not terrible overall. He got the 16-plus points. We'll take it. And then they also had some good contribution off the bench here because their starters did not do great. Frank Jackson, 0 points. Delon Wright, 6 points. But off the bench, Josh Jackson, 12 points, 5 assists. Wayne Ellington, 16 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. And Isaiah Stewart, 11 points and 7 rebounds in 18 minutes of play out there. So not bad by their bench, but their starting rotation. I mean, we know this Pistons team doesn't have anything great. They got Jeremy Grant and maybe Saddiq Bey, who's rising. So we obviously know this Pistons team's not anything great, and this Pacers team can beat the bottom of the tier teams like this. So no surprise there. Pacers win 116-111. Alrighty, this is probably the most surprising game. Holy moly, Raptors, Nuggets, and the Raptors just absolutely blow the Nuggets out of the water here, 135-111. Everybody was on for this Raptors team. Fred VanVleet, 19 points. Kyle Lowry, 8 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, who's everybody's trading for, so we'll see if that happens. Pascal Siakam had a great game, 27 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, still at the 5. OG Anunoby, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Norman Powell, 22 points. I mean, 3 players all with 20-plus points there in the starting lineup. Yes, sir. And then you even get 12 points by Paul Watson off the bench. We'll take that. 9 points by DeAndre Bembry off the bench. 9 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds in 20 minutes. We'll take that all day. Fantastic. So the Raptors, I mean, if they trade Kyle Lowry, I mean, you're giving up a facilitator on the floor, and they're gonna need another offensive output scoring kind of guard that is going to be able to make up for that and just kind of floor facilitating out there. I mean, 9 assists last game for Kyle Lowry. That's what he does. So, I mean, the second highest assist after that was Pascal Siakam at the 5. Fred VanVleet's out here having 2 dimes out here. So the Raptors, they better hope they get a decent guard in a trade package of Kyle Lowry, because if you're still looking to be kind of playoff contenders this season, you're going to need to make up for some production of Kyle Lowry. So don't think that's the best option for them. I think the Raptors are fine. I would say play out this last year. Let's get it one last ride in this kind of playoff potential here. And then next season, break it all down next season. But I would give if I was Nick Nurse, if I was the management, I wouldn't trade anybody here for the Raptors. I would let's do it one more time here. I know we're kind of falling here. I know we're kind of fading every season. I would give it one more. They're currently why did I just see them? They are currently number 11 in the East. I mean, a game out from the 10th seed of that kind of play-in tournament. I would give them one more year, folks. I wouldn't trade anybody. Alrighty, so everybody doing good for the Raptors there. And now let's see what happened with the Nuggets. Oh my goodness. I mean, they only put up 111 points and you lose to the Raptors, which isn't a good loss. So let's see who did not step up here. Jamal Murray, 20 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds. Will Barton, 0 points. Jokic, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Paul Millsap, 11 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. And Michael Porter Jr., 19 points, 8 rebounds. Off the bench, nothing great. Well, actually kind of solid. Everybody was doing solid. 5 or more points by basically everybody coming off the bench. PJ Dozier, I was about to say. PJ Dozier, 6 points. Facundo Campazzo, 6 points. JaMychal Green, 6 points. Zeke Nnaji, 7 points. RJ Hampton, 4 points, but no longer on the team. Bol getting into the game for 8 minutes, 7 points. Garbage time minutes when the game was over, unfortunately. Alrighty. All right, next game up, what do we got? Ooh, the Celtics and the Bucks, and this is why you trade Daniel Theis. This is why you have to get rid of Daniel Theis. It's right here. The video evidence is right here, folks. Celtics down by 2, 119-121 with 1 second left. They are inbounding the ball. The inbound ball goes to a wide open Daniel Theis in the corner for the 3, and it's a clunk. It's a clanker off the back iron, folks. First of all, I don't want Daniel Theis taking this last shot. I don't know if this was drawn up. It looked like this was the play that they drew up. So shame on Brad Stevens for having Daniel Theis be the last man to take that shot. In the order, I do Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, then Kemba Walker, and then Marcus Smart maybe, and then Daniel Theis. I do not allow Daniel Theis to touch the ball really at all besides maybe the first tip-off. Get me the ball when you're playing the 5, but yeah, I would not have this man take the game-winning shot, the final shot, the second to last shot, the third or last shot, any shot in the fourth quarter. I do not want Daniel Theis touching the ball. Alrighty, so here we go. The starting lineup, back to just Daniel Theis in the starting rotation at the starting 5. So Kemba Walker, 23 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. Shot 5 of 9 from 3, 50% overall, not terrible. Pretty decent game. Marcus Smart, 12 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 of 10 from 3. Yikes. Daniel Theis, 10 points, 2 rebounds. Yikes. Minus 11. I mean, he was the highest minus in this game at minus 11 and only a 2-point loss. I mean, folks, what are the Celtics doing? They're going around and getting Evan Fournier when y'all could have got Vucevic. Why did y'all not trade for more for Vucevic? It's not like the Bulls gave them anything great. They gave them a couple of first-round picks, and y'all had first-round picks. And y'all chose to use second-round picks to get Evan Fournier? Man, Evan Fournier. Put him at the 2, get Marcus Smart off that bench, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is Evan Fournier going to make this team good? Coming off the bench? I don't know, man. I don't know. The Celtics team, I think they beefed it. I think they beefed it at this trade deadline. But let's keep up with them. Jason Tatum, 18 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds on 36% shooting. Could have been a little bit better. And then Jaylen Brown, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists on 62% shooting. So not terrible overall by the starters. They got great contribution from Jeff Teague off the bench, 15 points in 16 minutes. All about that. But the Celtics, man, they're going to need a better big at some point. Why is Daniel Tice still your big? I can't believe they got rid of Enes Kanter and still went with Daniel Tice after last season. Brad Stevens, what are we doing over there? Alrighty, the Bucks now able to hold on a little bit here. Giannis, kind of a little lackluster night by him. 13 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Come on, Giannis, got to get it up a little bit better. 1 of 3 from 3, not terrible. Still taking a little bit too many in my opinion. So, a little bit of a lackluster game by him. Chris Middleton, leading scorer for the squad. Fantastic. Chris Middleton steps it up hugely here. 27 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists on 55% shooting. Brook Lopez, 17 points, 5 rebounds. Dante DiVincenzo, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 of 6 from 3. So, a great night shooting from Dante DiVincenzo. And then Drew Holiday to round out the starters. 13 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 rebounds. 37% shooting, so could have been a little bit better there. And they got great contribution from Bobby Portis off the bench, 21 points in 16 minutes on 70% shooting, 4 of 6 from 3. So fantastic work there. Chris Middleton steps it up. That's what Chris Middleton needs when Giannis has kind of a low game, a lackluster game. Chris Middleton steps it up. So kind of nice here moving forward. The Bucks are on an 8-game winning streak right now, looking really good. And I think I might be ready to bring this Bucks team into our top 10 come tomorrow when we update it, because we update our power rankings every Friday. 9-1 in their last 10, 8-game winning streak. Let's go. Where are they currently right now? I want to say maybe 5 or 6. I know we just moved them up last week as well, number 5 right now. So we'll see what we can do with them. But this is great. Everybody's getting it done. People are being a little bit more consistent. People are stepping it up. We're seeing Dante DiVincenzo shoot great from 3. We're seeing Chris Middleton put up 27 points. That's what we're talking about. We got Bobby Portis putting up 21 points off the bench. I don't think we've seen that at all this season. When was the last time a bench player for this Bucks team had, kind of a 20-point score? So everything's really trending up for this Bucks team. PJ Tucker's here coming off the bench, just solid defense. That's what he brings. We're not there about the points or the rebounds. We're just there pure defensive. And he was a -1, not bad in a 2-point win coming off the bench. Not bad. Alrighty, so that's the Bucks and the Celtics. Bucks, I don't think they'll make any moves at this trade deadline. They got really kind of everybody good to go. They need a little bit. What else do they need? They obviously don't need any more beef. They got all the good defensive pieces. Maybe a better shooter if that's what they were looking for to really kind of make this team over the top. Alrighty, let's see. Let's keep going here to the Suns and the Magic. The Magic just won last night, and they're trading all their players, and they just beat the Suns, and they're trading all their players. Shame on them. Shame on them. You could have turned it around. This is a good momentum win here. Alrighty, so here we go. Aaron Gordon and Al-Farouq Amino both getting hefty minutes last night and both being traded away today. So Aaron Gordon last night, 13 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds. We see him playing the starting 3 here. I think we've seen him play the starting 4 as well. So, that's where I'm really not sure. Well, he went to the Bulls, so that's where he's going to be. We know Zach LaVine's going to be, still at the 2. So, Aaron Gordon at the 3 or the 4. We'll see where they put him in the Bulls. But Aaron Gordon last night, 13 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds on 33% shooting. He hasn't really been playing great this season. We know he just came back from that kind of lengthy injury that he was on. But Al-Farouq Amino had a pretty good game out here. 6 points, 10 rebounds. We'll take that. Didn't shoot great, 37%. Could have been a little bit better there, but we'll take the 10 boards, absolutely. Vucevic, 27 points, 14 rebounds. Yes, sir, folks. Yes, sir. And that's definitely going to help out the Bulls. Or who did Aaron Gordon to? He went to the Nuggets. So, he's going to go, where are we at here? Will Barton, probably take, Will Barton or Michael Porter Jr. spot Aaron Gordon. So, that's what we're saying. Is Michael Porter Jr. going to go to the bench? Because we've seen Michael Porter Jr. play the 4, and he's been very good at playing the 4. So if Aaron Gordon stays at the 3, Michael Porter Jr. can still play the 4, and then you got Jokic at the 5, and Murray at the 1, and this is going to be if they put everybody in their starting lineup, it's going to be real deadly. And then coming off the bench, JaVale McGee, Will Barton. You could have PJ Dozier coming off the bench as well. This could be a good second lineup too. Dang, the Nuggets, man, woof. They made a great pickup getting Aaron Gordon. Cannot believe that. Damn. Alrighty, where were we? Aaron Gordon. We did Evan Fournier just last night. Now he's on the Celtics. He's putting up 21 points, 2 assists. I mean, now he's going to go and play the 2 for the Celtics, maybe bump Marcus Smart down to the bench, or maybe move Kemba Walker down to the bench, or Evan Fournier off the bench to kind of facilitate the floor. We'll see what they do in their starting lineups. But Evan Fournier just last night, 21 points. And, that's what the Celtics, they need another scorer, another kind of efficient scorer here. What did he just shoot? He just shot 50%, 4 of 9 from 3. So, I mean, basically like Kemba Walker out there. They got kind of a second Kemba Walker. And I don't know if that's the best thing, but that's what the Celtics got. Alrighty. All right, let's talk about the Suns now. They floundered a little bit. Devin Booker had the game-winning layup. Let's show this. Potential game-winning layup. Oh, we can also show this. Evan Fournier getting it done, driving inside, making that kind of layup to put the Magic up by 1 with 6 seconds left. So he's clutch. Fantastic. That's what the Celtics need. We just saw Daniel Tice miss the clutch shot. So Evan Fournier ties it up, or goes up by 1, and then following possession, Devin Booker tries to hit a layup. Does not go, and the Magic are able to get the 1-point win over the Suns, 112-111. So a little unfortunate there by Devin Booker. Couldn't make the game-winning shot. Chris Paul, 23 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Oh, my goodness, fantastic. Devin Booker, 25 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. Great night by him as well. DeAndre Ayton, 21 points, 9 rebounds. Yes, sir, their top 3 players all with 20 or more points. I mean, that's fantastic. Truly unfortunate they lost the game. Jay Crowder, 17 points, 3 rebounds. Mikal Bridges at the starting 3 there. Little lackluster night by him. 5 points on 22% shooting, 1 of 7 from 3. Yikes. And then off the bench, nothing great. Torrey Craig with 10 points, but then we get Cameron Payne with nothing on 0 of 4 shooting. We get Cameron Johnson with 3 points on 1 of 4 shooting, and Dario Saric with 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting. So the bench, a little lackluster last night. That's why they lose. The starters really kind of all got it done, but the bench had to step it up a little bit, and they did not. Alrighty, let's refresh the timeline. Do we get anything else? Toronto is trading Norman Powell to Portland. Oh! Yes, I love this. Norman Powell has been absolutely fantastic for the Raptors. I want to say one of the most consistent players for the Raptors this entire season. I'll go out there and say that. And now he's going to Portland, so, CJ McCollum, and more importantly, Damian Lillard gets more help from the 3. Gary Trent Jr. getting traded. Now that CJ McCollum's back, Gary Trent Jr. went down to the bench. Rodney Hood getting also involved in this trade as well. Man, oh man, I think this definitely works out for both teams. Toronto gets a little bit deeper. I mean, you're getting a nice 3-point shooter in Gary Trent Jr. I don't think as good as Norman Powell, but then you're also getting the depth with Rodney Hood. So Toronto getting their depth a little bit more. And the Blazers, they didn't need the depth. They had too much depth. So I love the trade away for Gary Trent Jr., bringing in Norman Powell. Let's get his official stats up. I want to say like 20 points a game when he's playing, when he's in the starting rotation. Yeah, 20 points a game, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Absolutely fantastic. Started 31 games this season, playing very well. Alrighty, let's see. Starter versus reserves. If he starts, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. If he comes off the bench, 10 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. So definitely can be a starter. We'll see where the Blazers use him. We know Gary Trent Jr. was coming off the bench, so not really sure he's going to be able to get into the starting lineup with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum out there. But this is a definitely great pickup for the Blazers. I love it. Alrighty, what else do we get? Any other trade? The Warriors are a possible trade destination for Danny Green? I don't want Danny Green on the Warriors. Disgusting. That doesn't work. What is that? That works for something? Danny Green? Why are people still trading for him is the real question. His defense is good. I will say that. 3-ball is not consistent, though. Or clutch. Philadelphia is acquiring the Thunder's George Hill for Tony Bradley, Terrence Ferguson, and 2 future second-round picks. Wow, Philadelphia. 3-way deal with the Knicks. Terrence Ferguson to New York in the trade per sources. Knicks also send Iggy Brazdeikis to Philadelphia. So Philly getting another little big there. You get George Hill. Pretty solid forward out there. George Hill to the Sixers. I think I like that. More depth for that Sixers team. Definitely need it. Alrighty. Is that the only trades going on? I don't know if George Hill has done anything spectacular this season. I don't even know if he's been playing that much, honestly. Let's see what he's got going on. He's only played 14 games this season. Started all 14. 11 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Just, he's a solid player out here. His most is 16 points, kind of averaging in a season. Alrighty. Has not played in a while. Definitely has not played. As we see, his last game was January 24th. So we'll see what he can do here, freshly rested for the Sixers. Alrighty, Lakers still in serious talks for Kyle Lowry. That would be fantastic. I'd be all about that. Alrighty. Well, I think that might be it for now. We'll have to come back in a little bit. Let's refresh it just to make sure we didn't miss anything. And nothing quite yet. Alrighty, well, let's continue on. We'll check back in a little bit, so we'll keep going here with what happened yesterday in the NBA. We left off here with the Cavs and the Bulls. Alrighty, well, this Bulls team is new now, so who cares if they just lost to the Cavs, right? So here we go, the Bulls last night. Thaddeus Young, 8 points, 5 rebounds. He can go back to the bench now. Zach LaVine, 22 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Alrighty, you're going to pair that with what Aaron Gordon brings. Or what Vucevic brings. Not Aaron Gordon. Oh my goodness, could you imagine? Oh my goodness, Vucevic and Zach LaVine. It's going to be so great. Alrighty, Thomas Satoransky, 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Lauri Markkanen, 17 points, 5 rebounds. Patrick Williams, 5 points, 5 rebounds. Off their bench, they get Kobe White, 11 points. All right, Kobe White still coming off the bench. 11 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 3 rebounds on 33% shooting. Definitely could be a little bit better. Otto Porter Jr. just putting up 6 points, 5 rebounds last night. Well, he's no longer there no more. Wendell Carter Jr., 7 points, 9 rebounds from last night. He's no longer there, so you're going to have to start making up 14 points and 14 rebounds a game with their lack of production. And I think Aaron Gordon can definitely bring 14 points and 14 rebounds by himself, so they got no problem there. Then you put Thaddeus Young to the bench, who's going to put up, what's his averages, like 12 and 7? Fantastic. Alrighty, the Cavs now, they have not made a big old splash yet, but we'll see what they do. They still got Andre Drummond to trade. I mean, are they ever going to trade that man? What's up with that? We haven't heard any news from an Andre Drummond trade today, so we still don't know what that's going to be looking like. That should happen. I mean, we've been following that. I mean, that was kind of the big ticket in today's NBA trade deadline, or just the trade deadline in general, was Andre Drummond. He was the big name. The Lakers were looking at him. I think the Celtics would be foolish not to go get him. All right, but let's go back to the Cavs. Jared Allen, that man's not going to be traded, unfortunately. I wish you would. I mean, could you imagine him on the Celtics? Instant championship contender team. Truly. Jared Allen, 19 points, 9 rebounds. Fantastic. Larry Nance Jr., 14 points, 14 rebounds. Isaac Okoro, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Darius Garland, 22 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds on 40% shooting, 4 of 6 from 3. I'll take that. All right, and then C.D. Osman to round out the starting 5. 8 points, 2 rebounds, shot poorly as always, 28% from the field and 0 of 5 from 3. So not great there. Colin Sexton didn't play this game, and they were still able to get the win, so fantastic there. But alrighty, we have to kind of forget everything we knew about this Bulls team, because they are going to be kind of a new team overall. So with Aaron Gordon, or with Vucevic now, the Bulls are going to be the 10th seed currently. Let's see what they can do if Vucevic and Zach LaVine can work and elevate the play around them and get them into, just maybe a solid, definite playoff position from 6 up, because we all know 7, 8, 9, 10 have the play-in tournament. Alrighty, so that was Cavs Bulls last night. Let's go to Hornets and Rockets, and look at the Hornets. 2 games with no LaMelo Ball, and they win both of them. I don't know if I should be happy or sad about that. Happy about it because they're still winning games, or sad about it because maybe LaMelo Ball is not making that much of an impact that we thought he was. But here we go, Hornets get the win over the Rockets. Rockets still did not play Victor Oladipo last night, and he wasn't on the injury report, so he could be traded. Watch out for the last 2 hours here. Officially 1:07 now Eastern time. We know the trade deadline is at 3 o'clock, so in the next 2 hours, Victor Oladipo, Andre Drummond, we got to see them go somewhere, right? I mean, this Rockets team is not playing Victor Oladipo, but Christian Wood is still good to go, and John Wall is still there, but you're not playing Victor Oladipo, and Victor Oladipo's not injured, so what's up with that? So I would assume he has not played the last 2 games, that they are kind of shopping him around a little bit. But let's go to the Hornets now. We'll start with them. Devontae Graham filling in for the no longer available LaMelo Ball. Devontae Graham, 21 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds on 70% shooting. That's fantastic. I mean, if Devontae Graham can, keep up this scoring pace, or just kind of this production pace, they can definitely keep, winning the same games that they would have won without LaMelo Ball. So I'm all about it. Terry Rozier, 25 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Once again, he shot very well, 64% from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. Bismack Biyombo at the 5. So he's still in the starting lineup. Cody Zeller still coming off the bench. So Bismack Biyombo, 7 points, 1 rebound in 20 minutes. Alrighty. PJ Washington, 12 points, 12 rebounds. Fantastic. And then Gordon Hayward, only 8 points and 7 rebounds. But he, shot 50% from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Just a little lackluster on the points, but everything else was good. And then off the bench, holy moly, Cody Zeller, 8 points, 7 rebounds. Malik Monk, 19 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Cody Martin, 8 points, 6 rebounds. Miles Bridges, 5 points, 8 rebounds. Everybody was getting in on the rebounding action here. Holy cow. So overall, Hornets are able to get the win. Very well done. Let's see what the Rockets were doing. John Wall, 20 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds. Christian Wood, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Sterling Brown, 6 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds, 28% shooting. Definitely not even close to what Victor Oladipo can do for the squad. Jae'Sean Tate, 9 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Daniel House Jr., 10 points, 5 rebounds. And then off the bench, let's shout out Ben McLemore, 14 points. And Kenyon Martin Jr., 9 points off the bench. DJ Wilson, 8 points off the bench. I mean, we know this Rockets team is absolutely trash. So watch out for Victor Oladipo getting traded. For the Hornets, I don't really see them trading anybody. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what they're missing. Maybe if you want to maybe get a little bit of an insurance policy in point guard, maybe there. Maybe another forward. But, I mean, they're very deep. I mean, Miles Bridges, Cody Zeller, Malik Monk. I mean, these are all solid pieces that can get you 10-plus points wherever you fit them. Starting rotation, bench, whatever. So they can definitely get it done. So I'm really not going to – I'm not expecting the Hornets to really do anything at this trade deadline. I think their roster is pretty much set. I think they got a great roster here. We'll see what they can do. But, yeah, don't expect anything from the Hornets. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. The Mavericks and the Timberwolves, and the Mavericks getting another win. What is that for them? Late streaking, 2-game win streak, 7-3 in their last 10. Alrighty, let's go to the Mavericks and the Timberwolves. Once again, the Timberwolves are absolutely not very great. Anthony Edwards had another good game here, so let's shout him out. 29 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, shot 40%, 3 of 12 from 3. Definitely needs to be a little bit better there. Definitely needs to start being a little bit more efficient on the 3 ball. And then Karl Anthony Towns, 22 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Jared Vanderbilt, 4 points. Jaden McDaniels, 9 points. I mean, they need something else. I mean, definitely need other players around them. Anthony Edwards is usually pretty good. He's kind of getting solid, more consistent here in the back half of the season. Karl Anthony Towns is always, very good. But man, oh man, I mean, 3 points by Ricky Rubio, 4 points by Jared Vanderbilt, and 9 points by Jaden McDaniels. I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking, 16 points between 3 starting players. That's not going to get it done. Juancho Hernangomez, 17 points off the bench. Very well done. And then Jalen Noel, 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds off the bench as well. So, I mean, the Timberwolves, I don't think they move anybody. I mean, who's going to trade for any of these players? I mean, maybe you get Karl Anthony Towns, but I don't think they're going to let him go. Anthony Edwards, they're not going to let him go. He's an emerging rookie. They're not going to let him go. So, don't think they've got anybody to really trade for. Season's over anyway for them. Can't really do anything. Alrighty, now let's go to the Mavericks. We haven't really been hearing them about in any trade rumors. So here we go. Luka Doncic, 15 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Josh Richardson, 10.6 rebounds. Kristaps Porzingis, 29 points, 9 rebounds. Great night by him. Maxi Kleber, 7 points, 5 rebounds. And then Dorian Finney-Smith, 11 points. And then Tim Hardaway Jr., 21 points off the bench. I mean, this man off the bench, we need to talk about him in 6th Man of the Year contention because he was not making it work in the starting rotation. But him coming off the bench, 21 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds on, 41% shooting, 5 of 9 from 3. Definitely great there. And then also Jalen Brunson off the bench, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. And Dwight Powell, 16 points, 8 rebounds off the bench. I mean, everybody was really getting it going here for the Mavericks. Their starters, and nice contribution from 3 players, all in 15 plus points there off the bench. Fantastic. Alrighty, let's do another update here on the Twitter timeline. Any other trades going down here? The Los Angeles Lakers have refused to include Talen Horton-Tucker in trade talks for Kyle Lowry. I think that's a little bit of a mistake, man. A little bit of a mistake. I'm not a big believer on Talen Horton-Tucker. I mean, Talen Horton-Tucker doesn't bring anything fantastic to this team. He's not single-handedly when LeBron James or Anthony Davis is out. He's not elevating anybody's play. He's not elevating his own play. And then when they're in there, he's not being very solid. He's a six option when LeBron James and Anthony Davis are out there. So I don't know, man. I would definitely solidify. I would do whatever it takes if I was the Lakers to go and get Kyle Lowry, because Dennis Schroeder hasn't really been panning out as much as we kind of hoped he was going to do. So, man, oh, man. And Kyle Lowry's great, man. I would trade Talen Horton-Tucker for Kyle Lowry. Yeah, I would include him. The Sixers are out on Kyle Lowry. Heat and Lakers still interested. The Clippers have also engaged the Raptors for Kyle Lowry. Holy cow. So we went with the Sixers on the 1 yard line. Where's this tweet? The Sixers are reportedly, quote, on the 1 yard line. This was at 11:27 a.m. today to now at 1:14 p.m. And now the Sixers are out, folks. So you could be this close. You could be this close. And I do want to kind of shout out, let's shout out this user on Twitter. Where was it? Oh, everybody was doing it now. Everybody's doing it now. This is the first one I saw, so I'll shout out him. But when they tweeted that the Kyle Lowry, they were on the 1 yard line to get him the 76ers, they tweeted the picture of the Seahawks on the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, where Russell Wilson threw the pick. So that's definitely exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. How truly comical. That is great. Alrighty, but nothing else has gone off yet. Alrighty. Willie Snead is visiting the Raiders. Alrighty, that's a pretty good pick. Somebody can pick up Willie Snead. Alrighty, that's for football. Oh, Malcolm Butler is signing with the Cardinals here on a 1 year deal. Oh, I like it. Malcolm Butler, I mean, obviously he's been getting passed around. I mean, he made the big play in the Super Bowl, and Bill Belichick said, all right, that's enough from you. You can leave our organization now. Thank you for your service for the ring, but you're gone. And then he went for the Titans, I think, for maybe 2 seasons, maybe only 1, but now he's with the Cardinals, and that defense is emerging. Budda Baker has been very good at the back half of that season, so bring in Malcolm Butler, who has kind of great experience, kind of, of everywhere he's been in the league, but he's going to have to start being a little bit consistent on the defensive end. But this Cardinals defense is getting young. It's young and it's emerging, and I'm all about Malcolm Butler going there. Alrighty, what else do we get here? Looking for NBA trade news, not NFL corner news. Alrighty, so still nothing going on. Unfortunate. Alrighty, so back to the NBA we go. Here we go. Next game up, let's talk about Grizzlies and the Thunder now. And the Grizzlies just win the game. That's all it is. They win the game. Nice solid performance by pretty much everybody. No Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder, so I mean you would expect them to lose this game, and they do. So here we go. The Grizzlies up first. Ja Morant, 11 points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Great night all around. Didn't shoot the best, 35%, 1 of 4 from 3, so could have been a little bit efficient. Grayson Allen, 20 points, though, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 of 9 from 3. The man had a pretty good game as well. Jonas Valanciunas, 16 points, 15 rebounds, 6 of those rebounds offensive. Great work. Kyle Anderson, 6 points, 5 rebounds. And Dylan Brooks, 25 points, 3 rebounds. So, basically everybody getting it done in the starting lineup. So great there. Their bench, what do we got? Brandon Clark, 8 points, 9 rebounds. Justice Winslow, 9 points, 7 rebounds. And DeAnthony Melton, 14 points, 4 rebounds. So really great night. And now the Grizzlies are back to a game above 500. I mean, they are so fluctuating, so streaky, losing 2 games, winning a game, losing 2 games, winning 3 to go above 500. And now they are officially at 21-20 on their record. Where are they currently at in the standings? They're currently number 9 in the West. So game out of that 8th seed, but still in the play-in tournament. I mean, they should be able to get in the play-in tournament here. Pelicans at 11 with 19 wins. Kings at 12 with 19 wins. Maybe the Pelicans. Pelicans are probably their biggest competitor here for that kind of, last spot in the play-in tournament, but we'll see what happens. But this Grizzlies team, they got the pieces everywhere. The depth of their bench still pretty good. Like we said, Brandon Clark, Justice Winslow, D'Anthony Melton just had a good game. And their starting lineup is good. This is a very solid starting lineup. I am about this starting lineup. Alrighty, let's go to the Thunder now. Like we said, no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So Luguentz Dort's going to have to step it up, but he only put up 14 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 35% shooting, 1 of 7 from 3. This man's not the best shooter. He's a good defender. I'll give him that, but man, oh man, he's not efficient at all. Theo Melendon, 10 points, 4 assists. Al Horford, 13 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. Isaiah Roby, 9 points, 6 rebounds. Aleksej Pokusevski, 13 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Efficient, 62%. We'll take that. 1 of 3 from 3, but 62% overall. Alrighty, then off their bench, holy moly, Moses Brown, 19 points, 12 rebounds. Ty Jerome, 11 points. Kenneth Williams, 11 points. So really, decent game all around. Everybody putting up basically 10 or more points, basically. Isaiah Roby with 9 and Svai, another name out here. Holy moly. Maya Kulik, I don't know, man. 7 points. So, everybody else getting it done, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, their lifeblood, their energy, their main man, not in the starting lineup. So, can't really expect them to win too much. Alrighty, let's go to the Clippers and the Spurs now. And the Clippers absolutely dominant over the Spurs, 134-101 over the Spurs. Can't trust the Spurs, man. Super, super flaky, man. But we'll start here with the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, 25 points, 5 steals, 3 assists, 7 rebounds on 75% shooting. An absolutely magnificent night by that man. Marcus Morris, 20 points, 4 rebounds. Zubac, 14 points, 8 rebounds. Paul George, 17 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds on 44% shooting. And Reggie Jackson, 9 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Then off their bench, great production here. Nicholas Batum, 13 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And Lou Will, 16 points, 2 assists. So we see the Clippers kind of in the market for Kyle Lowry, a point guard. You can't count on Patrick Beverley being healthy. Reggie Jackson, starting point guard, right? So we'll see if they make any moves here. At the trade deadline, I don't really see them getting anybody. I don't know if the Clippers are that an attractive organization to go to, man. Yeah, you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, but really nothing else makes me kind of threatened by this team. We know they blow the leads, they blow the game. Can they overcome that? How Paul George is going to play in the playoffs? It's just we've seen this all before, and we keep on saying it's going to get better, it's going to get better, it's going to get better. But who's going to really take that risk and actually go there? That's going to be kind of we can all talk about the Clippers are a good team, and they should be attracting free agents or trade destinations. But that playoff performances here by some of these players and just the organization overall in the last couple of years, I think it would scare off some players actually going there. Alrighty, now the Spurs. DeMar DeRozan, 19 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Keldon Johnson, 5 points. Jacob Poeltl, 8.6 rebounds. Derek White, 13 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. And DeJounte Murray, 9 points. Then we get off their bench. Patty Mills, 17 points. Good night by him. Luka Samanic, 14 points. Good night by him. But, the starting lineup is very lackluster here. Man, oh, man. I thought the Spurs were going to be able to be a little decent in this game, but they were not, unfortunately. Alrighty, let's go to the Nets and the Jazz now. 2 more games to close out, and then we'll check Twitter again, and then we'll do our moneymaker for tonight's game, and then we'll check Twitter again. And then we'll be out of here. Don't think we're going to get to the NFL draft prospect of the day, so we will save Elijah Molden for tomorrow. Safety from Washington. We'll save him for tomorrow. Trade deadline dates, folks. We got to focus all on that. Alrighty, here we go. Nets and the Jazz, and no Kyrie Irving, but also no James Harden. So, I mean, we would not expect this team to come even close. I mean, without Kyrie Irving, yeah, they would probably still win the game, but no James Harden, we got to pull the plug. And also, Blake Griffin's back to not playing, so that's not great there either. So, basically, nobody playing here. DeAndre Jordan off the bench, so... This was the starting lineup they went with. Tyler Johnson at the 1, Bruce Brown at the 2, Joe Harris at the 3, Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot at the 4, and Jeff Green at the 5. And let's just say nobody stepped up in that starting lineup. Tyler Johnson, 7 points. 2 rebounds. He was a minus 44 on the floor. Bruce Brown, 10 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 7 rebounds on 36% shooting. He was a minus 42 on the floor. Jeff Green, 4 points, 4 rebounds. He was a minus 22 on the floor. Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, 14 points, 5 rebounds on 29% shooting, a minus 30 on the floor. And Joe Harris, no points, no assists, no steals, no blocks, no turnovers, no fouls, no rebounds, no assists, no shots made. Obviously, 0 of 3 from the field. He only played 4 minutes. And he was a minus 12 in those 5 minutes. Alrighty. All right, their bench now. DeAndre Jordan only played 12 minutes, 4 points, 4 rebounds. Chris Chiozza, 10 points, 11 assists. Nicholas Claxton, 4 points, 3 rebounds. I would have liked to see this man be a little bit more, maybe start even Nicholas Claxton, just because he's been kind of so good recently off the bench with, John Wall or James Harden and Kyrie Irving. So I would have liked to see Nicholas Claxton a little bit better out there. He played 23 minutes, 4 points. He shot 1 of 5 from the field, so not great there. But Elise Johnson, 23 points, 15 rebounds. That man made a name for himself. And then Reggie Perry, 12 points, 8 rebounds off the bench as well. So not a great night by anybody on the Nets. Nobody was playing. Nobody gave it their all. And they did lose the second seed because of that. So now in the East, the Bucks have climbed to that second seed while the Nets have fallen down to the third seed. So the top 3 in the East now are the 76ers at 1, Bucks at 2, Nets are at 3. Hornets are at 4. Can you believe that? They're moving up even without LaMelo Ball in the starting lineup. Now, they probably won't get any higher than 4. I mean, the difference between the top 3 between everybody else in the East is really comical. The Nets are currently number 3 with 30 wins, and then number 4 is at 22 wins. So that's an 8-win difference between the number 3 and 4 seed here for the East. Where we look at the West, I mean, the top 3 and 4 are only decided by about 1 game, 1.5 games from 2 to 4. From 4 to 8, it's only separated by 5 games. So, I mean, it's 8 between 3 and 4, where it's 5 between really 4 and 8. Wild. All right, so, I mean, the Nets, nobody's playing, so obviously nothing good is going to happen. Now, the Jazz, easy game here. Let's see who did good, I guess. I mean, nobody's really playing that many minutes. I mean, the starters all playing like 25 minutes or less. Mike Conley, 18 points, 4 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell, 27 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds in only 27 minutes. He shot 61%. Nobody could guard that man last night. Rudy Gobert, 8 points, 11 rebounds. I mean, this is what we get with Rudy Gobert. It doesn't matter who he faces. Good opponent, bad opponent. A lot of minutes, not a lot of minutes. 23 minutes here. I mean, we're going to get basically 10 to 12 points, maybe 10 to 15. We'll say 10 to 15. And like 12 rebounds. And he put up 8 points, lackluster points, and 11 rebounds. That's Rudy Gobert. Does not matter who he faces. This is classic Rudy Gobert out here. All right, Royce O'Neal, 7 points. Bojan Bogdanovic, 18 points. Yeah, I mean, we don't even need to talk about this. I mean, it's a Jazz who's a good team against the Nets who did not play anybody. What do you expect? Alrighty, and then the last game of the night. The Hawks and the Kings. I thought we had the game-winning shot here for this, so we got to go to this. Do this highlights. But we'll talk about the game before we get into the highlights, because it did come down to, I believe there was a game-winning shot attempt. We got this up? Yeah, Danilo Gallinari put up the game-tying shots from 2, and he misses it. Damn you, Danilo. Come on. Got to be better than that. All right, so we're still waiting for that video to load. But here we go. The Hawks, I mean, Trae Young, 29 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds. Did not shoot well from 3, 1 of 7 from 3. Took 24 shots as well. So wasn't truly efficient, but all right. Kevin Huter, 10 points. Clint Capella, 25 points, 17 rebounds, 9 of those boards offensive. John Collins, 10 points, 8 rebounds. And Tony Snell, no points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Just kind of being the defensive beef out there. Alrighty, so let's go to Danilo Gallinari's shot attempt here to win the game, to tie the game. So here we go. Hawks down 2 now. With a second left, inbounding the ball. Danilo Gallinari, catch, shoot. No good. Come on. Got to be a little bit clutcher than that. Unfortunately, only 1 second for the inbound pass. Can't really pass out of that, so you got to just find the open man. Unfortunately, Trae Young wasn't open. John Collins wasn't open. Tony Snell wasn't open. I mean, we've already seen Tony Snell hit a buzzer beater for the win earlier this season, so they give it to Danilo Gallinari, who went 0 of 3 from 3 and 3 of 9 from the field. 12 points off the bench. Nothing great. But Bogdan Bogdanovic, 20 points off the bench. Fantastic work by him. Just, a little inefficient by Trae Young. Tony Snell couldn't hit anything. Danilo Gallinari couldn't hit the game winner. And this Kings team, man, they're sneaky good. Not really sneaky good, but they come up on some of these wins and some of these games where you're like, dang, like, why aren't they a little bit more consistent? We saw them in the first half of the season, and they were very consistent, went on that nice run, nice kind of playoff spot for them. But ever since then, just can't really kind of string together good performances. So unfortunate there for the Kings. Are they on a 2-game winning streak, though? Yeah, 2-game winning streak, 6-4 in their last 10. They are currently 3 games out from that 10th seed in the West to challenge the Warriors for the last spot in the play-in tournament. So we'll see what they can do. I mean, I'm definitely a big fan of this Kings team. I think they've got some nice talent out here. De'Aaron Fox just put up 37 points last night on 65% shooting. Tyrese Halliburton's really starting to get it done as a rookie, being elevated to the starting lineup. 17 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds by him. Raquan Holmes, 16 points, 8 rebounds at the 5. Harrison Barnes, 9 points, 8 rebounds. Buddy Hield, 14 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. We see him changing over to the 3 and no longer at the 2. We see Tyrese Halliburton take that spot. So Buddy Hield, I mean, didn't shoot well. 4 of 13 from 3, 5 of 18 overall from the field. But 14 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, not bad overall. On their bench, Hassan Whiteside getting it done. 8 points, 12 rebounds, and only 18 minutes of play off the bench. Fantastic. So nice, great win by the Kings team here. I would love to see them in the play-in tournament. I mean, if we're currently looking in the play-in tournament in the West, we get the Mavericks, the Spurs, the Grizzlies, and the Warriors. Out of those 4 teams, I would probably say I don't really care about the Spurs. Move them out. Maybe the Warriors, just depending on what their lineup is at the end of the season. I do like Steph Curry, and I do root for Steph Curry, and I am a big proponent of Draymond Green as well. So I would like to see them in the playoffs just because of that. But if the Kings can sneak in there, I'm all about it. Maybe just take the Spurs out. Have the Kings flip with the Spurs. And like I said, they're only 3 games out. I mean, 7, 8, 9, and 10, they're only kind of off by about 2 games there. So, I mean, really a lot of movement is going to be coming in the back half of the season when it starts to really kind of get into crunch time, the final 2 weeks, the final about 10 games going to come down to the wire there. So it's going to be great, folks. I think this play-in tournament is absolutely fantastic. I think it's a great idea. Teams are not going to tank now. Gives 9 and 10 a chance there that maybe didn't have a great first half of the season, but maybe got it done at the trade deadline, like the Bulls, who are currently the 10th seed. Let's see what they can do now that they got Vucevic. Alrighty, that was all the NBA from last night. We'll update Twitter here, see if anything's going on, and then we'll do our moneymaker, and then we'll come back to Twitter at the very end of the show to see if anything happened. Alrighty, let's see. Anything going on here? New trade developments. Anything going on? Wow, T.Y. Hilton told Pat McAfee that the Ravens made a serious push to sign him, and he came close to finalizing a deal with them. They offered him more money than what he ultimately got from Indy. Wow, and he still chose Indianapolis. I mean, T.Y. Hilton, the deep threat for Lamar Jackson? Yes, sir, I would have taken that. Alrighty, not looking like anything has happened just quite yet. Alrighty. Alrighty, well, let's do our moneymaker for today's action, and then we'll come back and close out the trade deadline show. So here we go. Let's see what's on tap today, Thursday. Any nationally televised games? We get Blazers and the Heat, 7:30 on TNT. We get Wizards, Knicks, Clippers, Spurs in a back-to-back. All right. 76ers and the Lakers, the late game on TNT, 10 o'clock, and then the Warriors and the Kings. So let's get this moneymaker. We got to hit one, man. Moneymakers have been killing us lately. So let's get back on track here. The second half of the season has really kind of thrown us off a little bit. We just started to get it going, getting it right at the end of the first half of the season. Then that break kind of screwed everything up. So let's see if we get any great value here on trade deadline day. New teams getting new pieces, team losing pieces. So here we go. Wizards, Knicks. Wizards +3, Knicks +3. Both of these teams have been quiet at the trade deadline. For the Wizards, Ish Smith is out. Davis Bertans is out. Moritz Wagner, he got traded, so he's gone. He's not even on the team anymore. And that's it. And then for the Knicks, Derrick Rose, game time decision, so hopefully he's back out there. Reggie Bullock is out. Austin Rivers, I think, just got traded as well. Alfred Payton, game time decision. Nerlens Noel, game time decision. So I think we're going to put our faith in this Knicks team. Davis Bertans being out for the Wizards. This is a back-to-back. Darn it, they just played on Tuesday. You know how I feel about that. Don't really like taking teams and players and games on back-to-backs just because, they never pan out how they played out the first meeting. Usually kind of the opposite. They usually kind of flip-flop. So we'll stay away from the Knicks and the Wizards. Then we go to the Blazers and the Heat. The Blazers +1.5, Heat -1.5. Obviously, Gary Trent Jr. is not going to be there for the Blazers. Zach Collins is out for the Blazers. Rodney Hood he got traded, so he's not there anymore. Alrighty, for the Heat, Goran Dragic, game time decision. Jimmy Butler, game time decision. That's really it. You know how we feel about Goran Dragic. We need him in the starting lineup. But, man, oh man, who do we like in this one? Enes Kanter versus the Heat versus Bam Adebayo, who's back in the starting lineup. This is going to be a good one to watch. I'm very glad that this one's on TV. Definitely about it. So, I got to ride with this Blazers team, man. They haven't been looking that great since the All-Star break. They just lost to the Nets. I know it's a hard team. They just lost to the Mavericks. Have they played the Heat at all this season? They have not. This is going to be a great matchup. I want to believe in the Heat or the Blazers team very much so, truly. Goran Dragic being a game time decision, I'm sure he plays. A little bit of a shakeup with the Trailblazers team losing Gary Trent Jr., but getting another player, how is that going to just affect the chemistry in the locker room just for this game alone? Man, oh man, what's the over? 217? Man, that's kind of high. That's a little high. Man, oh man, this one's tough. I think we might have to stay away from it. Ugh. Heat are looking for, to get rid of Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. How are they going to be affected by this trade deadline as well? Whether they survive it, if they survive the trade deadline, or still the Heat come 7 o'clock or 7:40 come tip-off time. Alrighty, so let's stay away from this one. We'll come back to it if we need to find a game to take. Clippers, Spurs, Clippers -6.5, Spurs +6.5. I think we got to stay away from this one as well. Once again, kind of just exactly like the Knicks and the Wizards on a back-to-back. They just played last night. Serge Ibaka's out for the Clippers. Patrick Beverley's out for the Clippers. And the usual suspects are out for the Spurs. LaMarcus Aldridge, because they're trying to trade him, right? But, we haven't heard any news about that either. So, going to stay away from this one as well. 76ers and the Lakers. 76ers -6. Yes, we take that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who's in and out. That's probably Joel Embiid is still out for the 76ers, but it doesn't matter. Danny Green, game time decision. Seth Curry, game time decision. Joel Embiid is out for the Lakers. We all know LeBron James is out. and Marc Gasol is a game time decision. But we'll swallow the 6 here for the 76ers. This is the new wave. Whenever we get the Lakers, whenever the Lakers are playing, we will swallow the points. As long as LeBron James is out, I do not care. As long as Anthony Davis is out, I do not care. We will swallow all the points. 76ers -6, that's fine. We'll take a -76 points. We've got no problem with that. And then the last game of the night, the Warriors and the Kings. Warriors +3, Kings -3. Steph Curry is out for the Warriors. For the Kings, Namaja Jellica is out, and Marvin Bagley is still out. So, Warriors +3, no Steph Curry. I will not take that, and we will stay away from it. So, we're going to get back on track here with our moneymaker. Little lone teamer here. Little low one-teamer. No worries. We'll get back on track maybe with a little bit more of a beefier moneymaker tomorrow. But let's get back on track. Let's go a little bit slowly but surely here. And just take 76ers -6. That's our moneymaker for today. Alrighty, let's close out the show. Any last second breaking news here? No send-off? No big old send-off? Looks like no big old send-off. The Sixers are still out on Kyle Lowry. Kind of crazy. Funny, but crazy. Alrighty, that looks like it's going to do it for us today. Jason Owe thrills at Penn State Pro Day with freakish athleticism. All right, we might have to look at that man. We have not looked at that man in our draft prospect of the day, but if he's got freakish athleticism, I want to see that freakish athleticism that y'all are claiming he's got. Alrighty, that's going to do it for us. Keep up with us on Twitter for all the breaking announcements. All right, the Raptors reportedly wanted Matisse Thybulle, Tyrese Maxey, and 2 draft picks from the Sixers for Kyle Lowry. I mean, the 76ers are definitely not in need of a point guard or anything like that. Ben Simmons, Seth Curry's not really getting it done, but Ben Simmons is a nice facilitator on the floor. So, yeah, I mean, not selling out your depth is fine. Got no problem with that. Alrighty, man. Some names to keep a lookout for the next hour and 20 minutes. Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo, Lonzo Ball, Andre Drummond, LaMarcus Aldridge. See if any of those players get dealt in the next hour before the trade deadline. We'll be back tomorrow live, noon Eastern, breaking down the remaining trades and maybe even the trades that we've already talked about live here. But we're back tomorrow live, noon Eastern, where we will be doing another NFL draft prospect since we will have time in the show. Alrighty, folks, we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We are out of here. We're walking.